What's going awesome in life? This is Jacky, your sales architect and influence specialist. In this video, I would love to answer this million-dollar question that many of you might have asked several times in your life. That is, why do people procrastinate? Why do your customers procrastinate in making that buying decision? Why would you procrastinate at times even though you know you should be taking the actions necessary for you to achieve your desired outcomes? Having been a coach for more than a decade, it began to dawn on me that while the path to success often requires people to take actions in life, now we all know that actions speaks louder than words. Yet, isn't it helpful that we first learn to answer this question? That is, what truly drives and motivates anyone to do anything in life in the first place? So, in this video, you'll be learning the 5 stages that most people would often go through in achieving their desired breakthroughs in life. You would also be learning the 3 key ingredients that must be present for anyone to even be motivated to take the action that you like them to take. Because regardless if you are a sales professional, an entrepreneur, or a business leader in an organization, your understanding of this process is going to help take your ability to inspire and motivate others into the next level.
All change begins with what? It begins with awareness. True or true? Yeah. Think about that. Now, a lot of people, we are in a society today that many people, right, they talk about, you need to change, you need to take what? Actions. Then after you realize, how come, we're always trying to do things, do it right, but then things don't change. Why? Because in the first place, you're not even aware. You do not have clarity as to what the problem is that you're even dealing with in the first place. And then what happens? After awareness, action? No, action hasn't happened yet. You see, how many of you here, you're aware that there's a problem that you're facing, but then you refuse to what? Acknowledge it. You see, there's no problem. I know of people who have anger issues. I say, hey, don't you feel that, this anger is causing you, harm in your health? He says, I like to feel angry. If I don't feel angry, right, it's worse. Have you met people like that? They feel that angry justifies them. Of course, just now early in the morning, we learned why people want to feel angry. You know why they want to feel angry? What's the need they want to fulfill? Significance. Wow, good, you're learning. Significance. I want to feel significant. That's why I thought that being angry shows that you better give me respect. Actually, deep inside, they are hurting. They're saying that, oh, you know what? There's this interesting book called The Course in Miracles. It says that all communication is driven by 2 needs. The first need is to what? Is a need to what? Cry for help. The second need is to what? Is an action expression of love. That means anytime we communicate, right, it's either the need to what? Cry for help. You're angry with someone. Actually, deep inside, you're trying to say, help me to understand why are you doing this in a way that I do not like. Right now, cry for help. The other way is what? If you are communicating, then you want to actually express your love to this person. Now, unfortunately, when 2 people come together, one person is trying to cry for help. They're feeling very angry. The other person thinks that, why are you shouting at me? This person starts to cry for help also. Then 2 of them start crying for help. Like 2 babies. Right, we are saying here. So then the moment you start understanding this, you can acknowledge, hey, do I need to make a change? This is a story that I heard. It's a real story. It's in Japan. Have you heard this before? We're talking about this, back the time, Japan was still in World War II, right? And after the war ended, the true case study, and there was this group of people, Japanese, they're living in those caves where they were hiding from the war. Because all this while they thought that, wow, this is a good refuge. And for many, many years, even after the war had ended, nobody came to tell this group of people that the war actually ended. So they were living in the caves, and they thought that that is a very safe place to stay in. And then finally, there's a group of people, after many years later, and they came to this place, and they realized that there were people living in this caves. And they went up to these people and said, hey guys, what are you doing here? And then they realized that these people were saying that we're hiding from the war. The war is still taking place. The war has ended many years ago. Is it true? Is it ended? But they refused to believe. Then finally, of course, there are few who were, really it's ended. So they followed this guy up to the cave. But you know what happens? The moment they are about to approach, the entrance of the cave, suddenly what happens? Wow, the light's so bright! How come so bright? You know what happens? They instantly go back into the cave. Sometimes, you know what? When you have the awareness of the problem, but you go out there and you start seeing that, the light is so bright, you refuse to acknowledge the problem. You go back into darkness. Can you see that? Sometimes we are aware, but we don't acknowledge because it's too bright. Now, it's only the time when you acknowledge, you go out there, do you think change has happened? No. The third phase is what? Awakening. True. After you acknowledge the problem, the third phase is this. You have to be awakened. Some people can acknowledge. How many of you have faced people who say that, yeah, I have a problem? I know that. They always beat themselves up. Have you met, Barbara, have you met people like that? They'll tell you, yeah, this anger issue. Yeah, they always tell you how lousy they are. Then after that you say, how come you're not changing? No, I tried, I cannot change. You know what's the main problem? The main issue is this. There's no awakening phase yet. What is awakening? Awakening is a time in your life. You all probably experienced this in your life. A time where suddenly one day you wake up, or something happened to you, and you say that, okay, from this day forth, I'm going to change. Sometimes in life, that one thing hits us so much, right? That we say that, wow, we just change. In fact, there's a saying, human beings change two ways. The first way is by what? Push. Desperation. The other way is by what? Inspiration. People change either through desperation. My question is this, do you usually change through desperation or inspiration? Because you're always desperate to change, no wonder things are not happening for you. But if you inspire yourself to change, that's where the awakening can take place in an instant, and then what we go into what? That's where action comes. You see, the problem is that a lot of people are trying to tell you to take action without understanding if you're even aware of what the problem is. You're not even aware whether this person has acknowledged that there's a problem. You're not even aware that this person has enough motivation to change. So, without carving this tree, they are unlikely to take actions. And when you don't take actions, what happens? You don't what? You don't achieve what you want. So what I realized was that, hey, every time I work with my clients, the first thing I ask is, this client that I'm dealing with, is it really an issue about action, not taking enough action? Or is it more of a matter about this person doesn't even acknowledge that there's a problem? Then from there, you can actually work with the client at a more precise level. So this is always the first thing I ask. Where is this person?